All right, guys, it's a beautiful day in the Northeast, so naturally I'm going to sit down in a dark poker room for several hours with the hopes of degenning a massive stack. All right, parked in the wrong parking lot, so we're going to have to do a little weed whacking to get to Chasers. Oh, there's a path. Okay, other degenerates have formed this for ease of access to the poker room.
Welcome back, guys. You might be wondering, what are those $100 plaques doing in your stack, dude? Are you ruining the lives of 1-3 Mizregs again? Unfortunately, that's not the case. I started the session normally, and then I noticed the 2-5 table had a ton of money on it. The game looked great, so I put my name on the list, and after about an hour playing 1-3, I got called and headed over. When I sat down, the woman to my left gave me some information I didn't necessarily want to hear. This wasn't a regular 2-5 game. It was a 2-5 game with a mandatory $10 straddle on. So instead of playing a little bit bigger than I'm used to, this is by far the biggest game I've ever sat down at. I top off my stack to $1,000 and start playing. Maybe it was all in my head, but when I came over from 1-3, I felt like I was getting targeted. Like every time I opened, somebody would 3-bet. Like what I do to people at 1-3, they were doing to me, and it felt horrible. Anyway, I'm in the hijack. I peel ace jack offsuit and raise to $30. The cutoff makes the call, and then the button 3-bets to 125. She was the main player that would 3-bet my every open, and I was sick of it. I was like, I'm not going to get pushed around. Plus, she can be 3-betting light after the cutoff just calls my open. It felt like she was just trying to make a move, take down some dead money pre-flop using her position and the cutoff's capped range. Plus, in the short time I've been sitting here, she's 3-bet like 50 to 60% of her hands, and she can't have it every time, right, guys? With all this in mind, along with good removal to pocket aces, ace king, pocket jacks, I decide to make a calculated risk and 4-bet up to $350. The cutoff quickly folds, and then the button goes into the tank. After thinking in my head, fold, just fold. What's the big deal? Just fold. I have aces. It's obvious. Don't like. I'm coming from 1-3. I'm 4-betting. I have aces, right? She doesn't fold. She jams for $1,000 effective. This really sucks. Like when she jammed, I cannot express how upset I was, but I can't call. Like, what am I gonna do? Just pray she has like ace 5 suited, and she's like GTO whiz approved. I don't know. It's either queens or kings, ace king, all hands I'm fucked against. I make the fold, but there's plenty of poker still to be played. Not too big of a deal. This next hand, action folds to me on the button, and I open ace 10 of hearts to $35. The small blind folds, and then the big blind 3-bets to 125. The straddler gets out of the way, and I make the call. Heads up to a flop of 10-6-5 rainbow. The big blind checks, and I go for a bet of $100. My hand is strong, but I still need some protection, so I like a bet. The big blind doesn't think too long and folds. You might be thinking, why did you include this hand? It's so boring. It's because I won the hand. So, spoiler alert, this was the only hand I won. And yeah, I just wanted proof out there that I've won a hand of 2-5-10 and that I'm actually a really good player.
Is there more than 125 games?
Alright, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. How did GTO Jason go broke within 1 hour of sitting down at this table? Well, it all started with action folding to me in the small blind, and I peel ace queen offsuit. I make the standard open to $35, the big blind folds, and the straddler makes it 100. Inflection point 1. Do I make the call or do I 4-bet? In game, I was thinking ranges are going to be pretty wide, small blind versus straddle, but I'm going to be honest, I've never studied any straddled poker until after this hand, obviously, and it turns out that the ranges are not as wide as I thought. I decided to 4-bet up to $325. This was my plan. I was going to 4-bet, he was going to fold, we'd have a laugh, move on to the next hand, and I'd double up a couple times, book a 4 or 5K win, and make an awesome vlog. Here's what happened in reality. This dude went into the tank for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I started to get the sense that my plan was not going to happen. Turns out I was spot on with my read because my opponent eventually jams for my remaining $650. And now this is a really shitty spot. Here was my in-game thinking. This dude is seated at a 2-5-10 game. which means he's a pro player who definitely has a 5-bet bluffing range that includes hands I dominate, stuff like ace 5, ace 4 suited, maybe ace 10, ace jack. I block pocket aces, pocket queens, and ace king. This greatly reduces the chance he has one of those aforementioned hands that I'm in really bad shape against. So in my head, I was thinking it's either pocket kings or bluffs, and I'm willing to take that chance. I call, the board runs out all low cards, I don't improve, and he flips over pocket kings. Just like that, I was sent packing, and my first shot at any 5-10 game was unsuccessful and lasted just about 45 minutes. I'm sorry if I sound depressed during this video, guys. I assure you that I'm doing good. Spirits are high. It just really sucks to watch this shit back because it physically hurts. It honestly does. I the fact I played like this when I was shot taking, it just is so bad. I also don't like doing these shorter videos for you guys, but I have good news. Bonus video coming in the middle of the week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.